Thank you.
So if we went wild and did more than $1, would that make us out of compliance?
Part.
Yeah, well, welcome to higher education in California. All right, there's no other questions, comments, members of the board at this time. Madam Secretary, please call the roll on this item.
President Kellogg.
Aye.
Vice President Otto.
Hey,
Member Archuleta.
Aye.
Member Baxter.
Aye.
And Member Zia.
Aye.
Motion carries. Pacific Coast Campus and the College of Advancement and Economic Development have no items to report out at this time, so I'll move forward to the reports and communications. Chair recognizes Academic Senate President.
No report.
Thank you. On to the Superintendent President. You have additional comments since we moved you forward at one point? You
Of
have
course.
additional?
Of
All right.
course. Thank you, Board President Kellogg. Just a few items, and I'll try to move quickly. First of all, I want to once again thank all the men and women who have served in our armed forces. I want to thank them for their service on behalf of all of us here at Long Beach City College. We want to honor all of you on this Veterans Day. So thank you again for your service, and for the veterans that are in the audience today. Again, thank you. And to all the 475 active student veterans who we serve at Long Beach City College, we're honored to continue to serve you. In addition, we continue to celebrate our student athletes. Our teams continue to do wonderful work on and off the field. Just a few highlights, some key highlights. Once again, men's water polo team is the 2014 South Coast Conference champions. So congratulations to men's water polo and Coach Chris Oding. He's got an amazing record. I think, the last 5 out of 6 years, or I'm losing track. He's won so
13
many.
out of 15 years.
Oh, sorry, I'm way off. But he's done an amazing job with our men's water polo team, as well as our women's water polo team. They're 20-10 currently, and third place in the South Coast Conference. So we once again look forward to postseason with our men's water polo team. And we're looking forward to a postseason berth for our football team. They are 7-2 now. We had a couple of rough spots there, but they came back again last weekend to beat Citrus College. So homecoming is against El Camino this weekend, Saturday. So we're looking forward to another great win. And again, men's, women's, cross country we have great student athletes doing great work there. Our women's volleyball team is 9-11 so far, 6-5 in conference. Men's soccer, 4-4 in conference. Women's soccer is 7-4 in the conference. And men's basketball, although we just started, are 1-2 so far. So I want to thank all the coaching staff as well as the entire athletic department for all the work they do with our student athletes. I also want to, once again, as the board approved the agreement with CCA today pending their ratification, I want to once again thank their chief negotiator, Bob Maxell, for doing outstanding work. And of course, to the district's chief negotiator and her team, Cindy Viscacello, thank you for all of your work. I also want to thank the classified staff who've been coming out to forums I've been holding with the classified staff. I had an opportunity to meet with the classified staff in administrative services and most recently in student services. They are always amazing to hear all the work that they do for our college, so I want to thank them again for being willing to share their thoughts with me, and I look forward to continuing the conversation. And finally, although we will close the meeting in honor of a couple of individuals who have left us, I do want to take a moment to comment on one of my former colleagues, many of our former colleagues who've been at the college as long as I have, Dr. Tony Dubois Walker, who served here at Long Beach City College from 1980 to 2008 in the role of financial aid, oversaw financial aid for many, many years. and then went off to become Vice President of Student Services at Fullerton College. She recently passed away, so I want to thank her on behalf of the college for all the work that she did for all of our students, and I know Board President Kellogg will end the meeting in her honor, as well as another individual who passed away. That's all I have.
Thank you. The student trustee who is, I believe he had a medical procedure, so he was not here today, so there's no report on that. So the next item is the members of the board. So I'll start to the right, work across, then come back to Vice President. I'll be the last one to make comments. So Trustee Archuleta, do you have anything?
Yes, thank you. I, too, also want to extend my appreciation to our vets. Thank you for your commitment, your dedication, and I'm so happy that you are here at Long Beach City and that we can now serve you. So thank you so much for your commitment and dedication. And I didn't get a chance at the last board meeting to say thank you, but I wanted to thank all the vice presidents who took the time to meet with me and to provide me with the orientation. So thank you so much for your time and your commitment. And that's all I have for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Baxter?
Yes, thank you, President Kellogg. First of all, I attended the performance of 7 redneck cheerleaders on Friday night. This was in the Little Theater. It was directed by faculty Greg Mortensen. I will just say it's an interesting adult play. But our students, the acting of our students was excellent. They each had to portray 2 different people going back and forth out of character, so it was really very interesting. Then on Saturday, was in the Veterans Parade in North Long Beach, and thank you Vets Club and the President's Ambassadors for joining the board on the stake bed truck, and thank you Darren and Camille for decorating the truck and Darren for driving. We appreciate it. And what really made me feel good about being in the parade is when we would be by clusters of people and they would clap and say, "Yay, Long Beach City College," and so that was really great to go through that. Then today, I met with 52 faculty and classified staff for an informal luncheon, and basically, I just made a few remarks and then asked people to ask me questions, just to hear what's on their mind, what's going on, and I made Lynn Shaw be the secretary, so she had to take the notes for me, so I could really listen. And speaking of Lynn Shaw, in the Press Telegram, there was an article that she and her husband Ken have turned their home into an art gallery, and they are having a showing right now. I just happen to have flyers that she gave me, and it is the work of 2 of our faculty members. One is Taya Robertshaw, and the other is Carol Romer. Both of them retired art faculty, and so I would encourage you and the people in the audience and the public to go look at the art. You need to make an appointment. All the information is here. So I have gone to Lynn's house in the past. We've had events there, and it's always very interesting to see what she and her husband have set up. Then I want to remind the audience and the board that the Logan Band Reunion is this Saturday night with homecoming on the 15th of November at 6 p.m. And maybe some of the newer people don't know that we have a trophy between El Camino and Long Beach City College, and it is in the possession of El Camino and President Oakley. I want to make sure that you are there to wrest that trophy away from El Camino. Thank you. Get on your football gear. So please come to homecoming. On Friday night, we're having the Hall of Champions dinner, and that we are installing 8 alumni athletes into the Hall of Champions. And at noon, they are having a luncheon for the emeritus group. These are people who have been away from the college more than 50 years. And then lastly, I wanted to second about Tony Dubois Walker. Tony was a very close friend of mine. She always cared about the students. She worked 120% of her time here at the college, and I was happy for her when she received her promotion as vice president, and my office had just sent her a card about 2 weeks ago. Also, Unfortunately, I'm the bearer of bad news on death notices. I received a email from Vincent Riojas's sister. He has also passed away. Vince was president of CHI. He taught ESL for a number of years. He always came to our Friends of Languages events. He was very supportive of the college and the foundation. And he moved to Fresno about 2 years ago. He was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, decided to move up to live with his sister. So we have that loss. And then lastly, the memorial for Jim Stanglin will be Sunday, November 23rd in T1200 at 12:30.
Thank you. Trustee Zia.
Thank you. So I just wanted to also echo the comments of my colleagues and wish everyone a wonderful Veterans Day. I also, just once again, if all the veterans can stand up, I know Kenneth Jones walked in a little later, so I want to acknowledge you and thank you so much for your service. I believe we have another student. Maybe you're an honorary veteran. I recognized you last time. If you could stand up. Yes, that's you right there. I think it's Ruben, yeah, or Alejandro. Excuse me. Yes. Thank you so much for being here. We'd love to see students here, and I know you work and you go to school and you barely get enough sleep. I've heard your personal story, and it's very inspiring for me, and I know we're all here to support our students, and we'll work hard to support all of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you. And I just wanted to mention that Kenneth Jones invited me to attend a Veterans Day event at PCC, and I had the privilege of going there and meeting some of the Army Sergeant recruiters there, and it was great. I understand that there is a need at the PCC campus to have a center for veterans, and I will certainly support that and advocate for that. So just thank you. I don't know if many of you know this, but I'm a former military wife. My former husband was a Navy SEAL, and I have a special love and support for veterans. Isn't just having a bumper sticker on our cars. It's addressing issues like PTSD and just really working on tangible outcomes. And I have dedicated quite a bit of my philanthropic career on this, and I will continue to fight for that. And I welcome your input and your insight and how we could do a better job in supporting you. I know we're recognized as a veteran-friendly institution, but how we can even be better. So thank you so much, and thank you, President Kellogg.
Trustee Otto. Vice President Otto.
Thank you. And I would give a shout out to the veterans as well. I'm not going to make you stand up again, but we appreciate your service. We appreciate your coming here to go to school. And I know we've had conversations over the years about how important it is to serve veterans. And I think Superintendent President Oakley has been particularly sensitive to the needs of veterans. And so I'm glad to be here to be able to honor you and everyone else who serves today. I want to talk very briefly about board, faculty, student interactions. You probably recall that not that long ago, in fact, at our last meeting, we passed a new set of Board of Trustees goals. And we rolled over the goals that we had before. We thought that was appropriate, but we added a new goal, and that was to support programs to build a more collegial campus community by creating better relationships and communications among all campus stakeholders. And I want to make sure that the light continues to shine on that goal. And the two things that we called out under that goal were, one, that we try and develop a professional development or Long Beach City College leadership program, and I'm happy to report that work is commencing on that. People are talking about it. We're looking at Leadership Long Beach and some other models, and so that's moving forward, and we hope to have some information shortly after the first of the year about what's going on. The second called-out goal was expanding opportunities for interaction among the Board of Trustees and all campus stakeholders. And so I'm happy to report that with regard to new faculty, that they are engaging under the leadership of our professional development coordinator and Karen Kane with the Academic Senate with these professional development on Fridays, and I think spontaneously they have developed a collegiality, and in the afternoon, after they finish the professional development work, they go off together to do things. They've been to the Queen Mary, they've been to that venerable institution in Long Beach, the Crab Pot, and they have plans to do other things. I've been able to go to a couple of their activities and meet with them. We have them booked in the spring to come to our house and talk about, my wife is looking at me going, "They're what?" I said, "No." To come to our house and just talk about Long Beach and Long Beach City College. And it's been great so far, and it's a good way to meet new faculty. With regard to existing faculty, the union is now faculty is scheduling a meeting with each of the trustees. Trustee Zia has done it. Trustee Baxter has done it. I know I'm scheduled for some time after the Christmas break, which is the next time that they're doing it. I've been working with Dr. Kane on increasing morale issues by this Leadership Long Beach thing that I talked about, but also by developing the Ernest Boyer approach to building better campus community. We're all talking about that. I know the Academic Senate is moving ahead with those efforts, and so I'm excited about that. With regard to campus activities, I was going to talk about the Hall of Champions, which is Friday, which is a great event. And it has a venerable history here at Long Beach City College. We acknowledge the successful athletes that we've had over the years, and it's always been well attended. And you see these athletes come back to school and be recognized, and it's a way of giving to letting our students know what they can aspire to, and what happens is that because students help put on these events, that it's a connection with the past, it's a connection to the future, and it's really an inspirational event. I hope that you can come. This is the first one that we haven't had with Chuck McFerrin, our former athletic director. But we're very excited about it. We expect good attendance. And homecoming is Saturday. We're still in the hunt for a playoff berth, and so I hope that everybody will attend. I've recently been to the Pacific Coast campus and met with the student leadership down there and talked to them about their aspirations. I also attended separately their retreat and engaged in some conversations and then some role playing about what it is that what the entire ASB could do. And so I think that when you look back on this new goal, it's very important to see on a regular basis that what we're doing is trying to look at that goal, find activities that are in support of that goal, and we'll report back to you on a regular basis that ways that we're increasing opportunities for interactions with people here in the community. And that's my report.
Okay. All right, very good. After those reports, I just want to wish everyone the very best for Thanksgiving, because we will not meeting until December 19th. Or, I'm sorry, 9th. By then, we'll also be into the whole holiday, where I know there's events we'll be going to. I want to say the Daisy Avenue Parade or the Belmont Shore Parade, or one of those parades are in that first week as well. It's the 6th. So, also, I look forward to the events with the, I was joking, nothing better than on a Friday having a bunch of former athletes talk about their glory days, but it is a very special an event. And the fact that Chuck McFerrin, my old baseball coach from Jordan High School, and if you have been following any of the Pac-12, you notice that Chuck hasn't retired entirely from refereeing. He is now the in the press box. He is the replay referee now for the Pac-12 conference. So he's still very active even in retirement. But so I look forward to those events and also to represent the college and all the different things that will be taking place during the holidays. So I look forward to all those. And obviously, we all said about the Veterans Day. I'm very fortunate in many ways. I actually have a family over in the Middle East right now. Before that, I've had a niece, a nephew. A nephew is actually ramped up, ready to go. He's doing his training at Fort Benning, Georgia right now. And as Eli Oakley can attest, being a former 82nd Airborne person, one of my older brothers was the former commanding general of the 82nd Airborne, and going way back when to the days, he was the first boots on the ground with the Iraq invasion. As he always said, a very scary sight to think you're sitting there with 2,500 light armor infantrymen, and you know you have divisions of tanks sitting there on the other side of the sand berms. So. But Veterans Day is very special, obviously, to everybody, and congratulations to all the veterans, and thank everyone for the lunch we were at last week, and also the parade in North Long Beach. That's a very special, not only for the veterans, but for the residents of Long Beach, North Long Beach in particular. So with that, there is no other items. We are now to the non-agenda. We have 4 speakers. I'll start with Donna. I apologize, it's Prindla or ELE? Prindle. There you go.
A former inductee into the Hall of Champions.
Very good. So you're not going to talk about the old war stories, are you? And no, you're talking about TNR, and that'll be followed by Lynn Hickerson on the budget.
All right, thank
Donna?
you. As I said, my name's Donna Prindle. This will be my 40th year at the college, and I'm recently retired. I had a few questioning faces when I walked in today and want to know what I was doing here. I think it's because Long Beach will always be my home, and I deeply care about what's happening on campus. I'm here to speak tonight about our 50-year ongoing TNR, which is Trap, Neuter, and Return program for our campus animals. TNR, as it's commonly called, is the proven method of humanely controlling a population of cats, mainly. It's used nationally and worldwide in businesses such as Disneyland, colleges and universities such as Long Beach State and UCLA. And the use of TNR is recognized and endorsed by many groups, the Humane Society, the SPCA, and our own Long Beach Animal Services. In fact, we use vouchers provided by the city of Long Beach to pay for the spay and neuter, with the understanding that these cats will be returned to the original area and cared for. Our volunteers provide all these services, trapping, trips to the vet where they get spayed and neutered and vaccinated. We build shelters, we clean up, and it's all paid through donations. We recently completed a 4-year project, a joint effort of volunteers and our district to deal with overpopulation of rabbits. We were unique to having rabbits on our campus. We worked closely together to successfully conduct this project. It brought national acclaim to the college. We are now known as a leader in ethical and humane treatment of campus animals. We demonstrate to everyone our campus community's shared role in this responsibility. 2 years ago, we turned our attention back to our cat population on our campuses. At the time, we had about 75 to 90 cats on both campuses. We were asked by the staff and faculty, with authorization from the district, to continue these efforts with the cats. Today, I'm happy to report that on this campus, we have only 10 cats, and at PCC, we have 20 to 25. Population will continue to decline only if we continue a strong TNR program. Under the direction of the district, we set up our feeding station and shelters in the non-instructional area of the discontinued diesel program at PCC. Since last summer, we have continued to have this area vandalized with our property and supplies thrown away, with items being found in the dumpsters near horticulture. Despite repeated requests through email and phone calls to the district for some help with the situation, no one has responded, allowing $1,000 worth of our property to be thrown away. Our group of volunteers at the request of district have been conducting these projects on both campuses for many years. We are now at the lowest levels in years with our animal populations through our efforts. Research shows that animals will always be present in open spaces. We have had cats on our campus since the college was built. That is why it's so important to maintain a strong TNR program to help control these populations. I'm here to request help in reestablishing communication with the district. We have worked closely in the past and now left wondering why no one is addressing our problems at this moment. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker is Lynn. Lynn Hickerson. Yes, no? Moving on. Karen Roberts. And if I didn't mention previously, like we had for the agenda items, you have 3 minutes, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So I'll tell you to please wrap up. And I think I saw, Joe, did you walk back? You did. You weren't here, and then you're going to follow Karen. Karen, welcome.
So good evening, President Superintendent Oakley, Board President Kellogg, and Board of Trustees. I'm Karen Roberts. I'm part-time faculty member and teaching art history, and I'm also the president of the Part-Time Faculty Union. I wanted to give a brief update on the status of the part-time faculty. So following our contract ratification over the summer and our 3% raise, the district has for the first time offered part-time faculty a health insurance plan. And CHI would like to recognize this very important first step by the district. Unfortunately, only a few part-time faculty have applied. The enrollment period ends Friday, so we have our fingers crossed. But you know, this is understandable. When you consider that the pool of high-quality part-time faculty will take positions elsewhere because of better pay and benefits, it makes sense. We did hear from a number of part-time faculty who were able to get less expensive coverage through Covered California. I wondered if the full-time Long Beach City College employees or Board of Trustees would have accepted the coverage we were offered at that monthly premium level without any employer contribution? Or would you have enrolled if it was your only option for coverage? So we had 4 plans to choose from, and the one that was sent out to the part-time faculty was a $1,500 deductible, $6,000 out-of-pocket max, $50 copay for your regular doctor, $70 copay for a specialist, and then the tiered prescription coverage with a monthly cost of around $350 for individuals. So, you know, like I said, I mean, this is an important first step, and this is where we begin, and then we go from here. And so I'm committed to working with the district on behalf of the part-time faculty. You know, there are an unprecedented 780 part-time faculty at Long Beach City College this semester. That includes counselors, librarians, and instructional specialists. Now, I might be off by about 20 or 30, but we updated our database, and this is the number we came to. So 780 of us who have been hired for this semester only. Many of us will apply for and collect unemployment benefits or reduced employment benefits as soon as the semester ends, because we don't have reasonable assurance of continued employment.
30 seconds.
That's not the condition of part-time faculty at this college only, but throughout the nation. So many of us who teach here teach without being paid for office hours, and I often wonder how that's supposed to lead to student success. And I think we have to ask ourselves, how does a college like Long Beach City College expect its student success goals to succeed when there are 780 part-time faculty working under these conditions? It's unprecedented.
3 minutes,
I
Karen.
think it's really challenging for us to have to find a new way to operate. And 2 more comments I would like to say that in my experience, Anne-Marie Gable's door has always been open. Any budget questions I have ever asked, even several times for the same question, she has always been there to answer my questions. I wanted to put that out there. I also wanted to mention veterans for Veterans Day. My brother returned from Afghanistan last year, and he is part of the Wounded Warriors Project.
Very good. Thank you. Joe, your name for the record, please. 3 minutes.
Hey, good evening. My name is Uduak Joe Intuk. I'm an alumni in the institution. resident of the First District area, Jeff Kellogg's area. Long Beach City was a great place for me. I came here as a place of second opportunities. I was able to go on to earn 2 engineering degrees from USC and Long Beach State. And I got to tell you, as an alumni, I really hold this place in honor and a lot of respect. And I was really shocked this past week to read the Press Telegram article of the trustees bashing each other in public. And, I read everybody's campaign materials this last cycle of experience and integrity, and I really expected more. And I'm honestly disappointed with both Kellogg and Otto for doing that. I didn't think it was necessary. I know we have 3 new board members. They're learning the ropes or asking questions that may not have been asked before. And when you say the board has already taken policy positions, that was the previous board. You have a new board. And I was just really disappointed to see that making public statements that you lost all respect or name calling. I thought it really was beneath the 2 of you. And I expect more because you are the elder statesman of this board. And I don't think it was too much to ask for a detailed index of the budget. And I'm glad there was a copy done tonight. But I was just really dismayed by that. And I thought it was important to come to publicly say that we can do better, you should do better, and I didn't think that was the right thing to do. So thank you.
Thank you. There's no other business at this time. There's no need for a second session. We will adjourn the meeting without objection to our December 9th Board of Trustee meeting. Everyone have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thank you all very much. We're going to adjourn the meeting in the name, honor of the veterans, also Tony Walker and Vincent Rios. So the meeting is adjourned in all their honor, and everyone have a wonderful Thanksgiving. The meeting is adjourned. Good night.